Mathematics, entertainment, truth, history.
Yeah. We in the meth lab. Got your host, Big Twin. All right, we're going to talk about Joe Budden. Joe Budden recently came out on a podcast saying that he's bi, this and that. Niggas probably trolling. That's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about my personal experience with Joe Budden, meeting him. Okay, my cousin is Skane Dollar from Def Jam. He was an A&R for Def Jam, all right? None of you people that's watching this would have ever heard of Joe Budden if it wasn't for Skane, okay? Skane Dollar is the guy who actually discovered Joe Budden, okay? So I've been around Joe Budden, I actually met him doing that remix for Brandy, What About Us? There's a song Brandy made, What About Us? Joe Budden was throwing a little 16 bars on that song. I met him in the studio and shit on top of Sam Ash, along with DJ Clue and Durham. They was actually doing the mixing and engineering of the song, okay? Now, he kind of confused me and all that because I heard him on the DJ Clue mixtapes long before I actually met him, So he's on the DJ Clue mixtapes. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I was a fan of homie. Like, his music was fire. The little freestyles he was opening up the DJ Clue tapes with was fire. But then I actually met him. I was in the studio with him and his peoples. He kind of took me for a little loop and all that because I thought he was on some gangster. I thought he was a gangster and all that. He was rapping like he was a gangster. I came to find out that he wasn't a gangster. Part of the reason of how I found out he wasn't a gangster is by meeting his friends, okay? All his friends that was there and all of that. Hey, yo, these was like some college kids, some kids that you could tell they ain't live in the hood and all that. That was his friends and all that. They sitting there flicking the channels in the lounge in the studio, going through the different channels and all that. I'm like, I thought this dude was a gangster and all that. All his friends. See, this is what taught me a lot about rap music, that a lot of it ain't real. A lot of that shit is fake. It taught me from actually being in the studio that night with Joe Budden. You understand? So they flicking through the channels and all that. You know what I'm saying? They laughing. I'm listening. I'm observing Joe Budden. I'm listening to him talk and all that. I'm like, he already proved to me that he's not who he say he is. You understand what I'm saying? He definitely wasn't who he said he was. All right. That night ended. Let me take y'all to another night. All right. We off of Farmers Boulevard, right? We over at my cousin's house, my cousin Skane's house. We about to do the dinner thing. You know what I'm saying? We got our family, my aunt and all, everybody's cooking. We about to do the family thing. Joe Budden and WB, which is White Boy, they came through and all that. These niggas came through in a bucket, man, like a hoopty, some bucket joint. You know what I'm saying? We let them into the crib. They sitting there and all that. Joe Budden got on some pants that like 3 people could fit in. Them joints were so baggy. You know what I'm saying? So we in there, Joe Budden, he smoked bogeys and all that. So he came outside. He came outside while me and my cousin G Money was outside. So we came outside. I'm like, Joe, what up? And all that. I'm like, yo, Joe, what up? Like, you know what I'm saying? Skane found you through the demo and this and that. You know what he said? He was like, yeah, something like that. Nigga had a crazy attitude and all that. Like, yeah, something like that. Hey, yo, my man, you at my family's house right now. You at my aunt's house right now. You acting funny. We ain't on the street. We ain't on the street like in front of no store in the hood and shit. Like I just met you in the hood or something like that. We actually in front of my aunt's house. We standing in front of my aunt's house. Yo, my man, you could let your guards down and all that. You inside our domain. This is my family's house that you in. You could let your guards down. You could talk and all that. So he's giving me the little two answer questions. You know me, I'm an interviewer. I don't like them 2 answer questions. I don't do those and all that. But he's giving me those 2 answer questions. Hey, yo, fam, like, yo, you good? You good, my nigga? You know what I'm saying? So right then and there, I didn't like him. Then we went back into the crib, right? And he fell asleep. He's sitting on the couch and all that. Everybody's eating the food and all that. He ain't even eat nothing. He actually fell asleep and all that. So I'm looking at him as he sleep. And mind you, he's in the house with us. So I'm looking at him as he sleep. And I'm like, yo, I don't like this dude, yo. I don't like nothing about it. I don't like his swag. I don't like his style and all that. You know what I'm saying? He's not recognizing that he's in my family's house. He's treating me like I'm a fan or something. Like I'm some type of fan. Yo, my man, you in my family's house right now. You understand what I'm saying? And you treating me like I'm a fan and all that. I never liked it, this dude. I'm gonna keep it official and all that. And y'all know me and all that. I don't really be talking on that negative type of time and all that too much and all that. I give y'all facts. You know, and this is the facts and shit. Like, I met Joe Budden. I've been around him. He been in my aunt's house. We sitting there making dinner and all that. You know what I'm saying? I don't like this dude and all that. I never liked this dude ever since then and all that. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I gotta say. That's my little tale. This is the M.E.T.H. This is Big Twin. That's my little story about me getting up with Joe Budden and all that. So, you know, when I talk about son, I'm not talking about him in third person. I actually been around him. He's been in my family's crib. You people watching this wouldn't even know who he is if it wasn't for my family, if it wasn't for my cousin and all that. You understand what I'm saying? You could go to episode 134 of Queen's Flip the Script podcast. My cousin is Skane Dollar. He's on episode 134. Y'all can check that out and all that. But yeah, man, I never liked the kid Joe Budden and all that. And that's my little PSA. Y'all already know this is Big Twin, the M.E.T.H Lab. Like, share, subscribe, all that and all that.
Mathematics entertainment, truth history.